Bear Down Bears fans, another edition of the Chicago Bears podcast coming your way. Pat the designer, Lance Briggs, Shea Norling. Have you been doing a show with me for a little while, Lance?
I think I have your lines down.
I try to stay consistent.
Well, in case you get sick, I know exactly what to say.
Yeah.
Keep the crowd entertained.
I love it. I try to stay consistent, man. Yeah. I want that Jim Nance feel, you know?
And you never know, I may take the show to Vegas and do this all year round.
Ooh.
But since I have your lines, I know what to do.
Oh, wait, I'm not coming? I'm not coming to Vegas?
Yeah, no, I have to put powder on and make myself look just like you. Okay, all right, that's the only way I can sell tickets, all right?
You're going Flex Washington, Michael Jackson on us, dog? Is that what we're getting? You're going Flex Washington, Michael Jackson? Did you guys see
Lance is going to be like Sammy Sosa.
Woo, like Sammy's.
Northside bar the other week.
Yes. The guy, the baseball player formerly known.
The
as
baseball
Sammy
player
Sosa.
Formerly known as Sammy Sosa. He plays the baseball. Hey, we got a lot to get into. It's a Bears victory Monday, boys.
Yes.
A exciting time, a defense that looks incredibly stout, and an offense that is continuing to figure it out. I am loving what I am seeing. The Bears come away with a big win over the Carolina Panthers and extend that win streak to 8 straight games at home. Soldier Field is becoming a dominant place to play. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let us know how you feel about the game in the comments below. We're going to be breaking it all down here. Let's not waste any time here, boys. Do want to let Bears fans know, though, you can get to your local Chicagoland Verizon store, enter for a chance to win a trip for you and a guest to see the Bears play in San Francisco. Enter by October 20th. No purchase necessary to enter. Must be a legal U.S. resident. That word was a struggle.
Oh, yeah.
That was tough. I had a stroke right there.
Eligible. You got to be legal. You got to be a citizen.
Eligible zip codes, age 21 or older, void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit www.espnchicagocontest.com. Let's get that out of here. Words. I can do everything in the world, Lance, but reading, that's where you start to get nervous.
Listen, there's always time.
There's always
time.
Okay?
Right?
We're going to teach you the alphabet song. They got a new way of doing it now.
They got a new alphabet song?
They changed it up.
They did. They changed it up.
How do you switch the alphabet?
Too many kids thought LMNOP was one letter, so now they've broken it up. LMNOP are more separated in the alphabet song now.
You're right.
Are we making ourselves dumber?
You know what I mean?
Listen,
we keep raising people like you who can't read.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I made it through most of that.
And the
residents got me.
Well, police were getting upset from the sobriety test too when they sounded there. You can't sing it. You can't sing the LMNOP. Okay, can't do it.
Let's talk some. Police were getting upset at the sobriety test is a great line. I'm not gonna lie. Let's talk some football.
Do not sing the alphabet. That's cheating.
That's cheating. Why, sir, officer? I'm not drunk. Listen, boys, we saw a great game of football out of the Chicago Bears, a dominant game for 4 quarters. We've been asking for 4 quarters of football for a while here. I want to start things off on the defensive side of this ball, though, because I feel like we left this Sunday, Lance, with a little bit more of an identity on who this team is and the direction that they're heading towards. There was one play. Of course, the defense is dominant, right, for most of the game. But the one play that gets away is the Chuba Hubbard big 38-yard run up the field. And you kind of go, okay, all right, okay. 38 yards. I wasn't expecting the Panthers to take a 7-0 lead here. But you saw that defense go, never again. He will never get that opportunity again. I thought they did a great job playing in their gaps, shutting that down the rest of the day. 57 yards the rest of the day on 12 more carries for Chuba Hubbard.
They played sound. You know, I mean, listen, the sun shines on a dog's ass some days. You know what I mean? It does. It does. And when I say that, it just means that it was a lucky play. Our D tackle stayed on his on the offensive lineman for too long, tried to dive and get him, you know, but that is an accountable, simple, accountable play. Hey, fellas, that was me. All right. Don't let it be you. Moving forward, everybody stays in their gaps. Everybody handles what they have to handle, and then they play in dominant fashion. Not worried about that play whatsoever.
I think it's more the bounce back from it, right? You saw an offense pick you up and say, don't worry about it. We're going to go down here and score. And then coming back from that, right? Because the question on this Bears defense has been, are they going to be able to stop the run? Chuba Hubbard has been solid. That Panthers offensive line with Andy Dalton has been solid the last couple of games. But you saw a defense that basically said, let me show you what we're really about. That was fun. Yeah. Right? It was like when you punched the bully in the mouth and then you realize, oh, he a little bigger than I thought he was.
It's also one of those deals where you're dealing with a different personnel each week. And up front, I don't know if that was Billings or Dexter. I think it might have been Dexter. But sometimes you underestimate your ability to get off of that guy. And as you're trying to get off, he's holding, pulling, and you're like, damn, I don't think I'm going to make this tackle, right. And I'm diving for it, and you're hoping for the best, but the worst happens. That play to me is what it signifies to me has zero to do with the capability of that defense. Like right. that stuff happens a lot of times when I was playing, the best shot we had from the offense was going to be on that first series, on that first drive, or at the very beginning of the game. After that, we settle in and we start playing. We play the way we know we can. We shut them down.
Yeah, you talk about two guys who settled in, Billings and Dexter, who did a great job all game. There was the one sack of Andy Dalton. He tries to step up in the pocket and look like he was ready to take off.
Yeah.
And Billings and Dexter both still engaged on their blocks, reach out and clothesline them together. It was great.
Oh, yeah. They shut the Red Rifle down.
Mm-hmm. I thought that just seeing, and I'll ask you this, right? You've seen some really good three techniques in your time playing in this league.
Yes.
Gervon Dexter, last week when we talked, we kind of said, he feels like the three technique of the future. After this week, Gervon Dexter feels like one of the best defensive interior pass rushers in the NFL right now.
And what he's also doing is he's allowing polls to make that shift when we come to the offseason. He continues to play the way he's doing. There's a shift where we say, hey, we need to really load up on offensive linemen. We don't have to go offense, defense. Right. You're giving us an option now to say we can go this direction and stock up. Because we're happy with what we have here.
You watch a lot of football throughout the week, of course.
Yeah.
I'm ready to have the conversation on Gervon Dexter being the right pick over taking a chance on Jalen Carter in that first round. Not to say Jalen Carter is not a good player, but Dexter came
out. Go ahead. Say it with your chest. I'll say it for you if you want.
I think Jalen Carter's a good football player.
Bring the taco meat out.
Bring the taco meat out.
Bring the taco meat. Yes.
Jalen Carter is a talented football player. Whether or not he's a good football player is a different conversation. Mm-hmm. You can only play half the snaps, and you aren't being productive in the snaps that you are getting. We got problems.
Yeah.
I'm ready to have the conversation. Gervon Dexter is a better pick than Jalen Carter today.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They're way more value, getting way more value. and he's trending up. Like he's a guy that keeps getting better.
Yeah.
I don't know where Jalen Carter is as far as him trending up or trending down or staying the course.
Yeah.
Right. But what I see, right, absolutely.
Dude, it's not good.
Dexter is just going to continue to get better and better.
Yeah. It feels like this defensive line is ascending because of what we're seeing from Gervon Dexter, because of what we're seeing from Billings as well. But because Gervon Dexter is being able to create that pressure, like you said, you can focus elsewhere in the offseason, and you're seeing other guys being able to benefit from it. I think the difference in the Philly situation is, right, when it's not the best situation in the world, it looks like Jalen Carter has come a lot back down to earth, where he was six sacks last season, I believe, finishing out the season with, and now you kind of are seeing him, not that he's getting lost in the sauce, but it's really just he's creating the pressures up the middle on the passing downs, but he's not getting home like he was last season.
Yeah, listen, he's young too.
Yeah.
There are things that are happening in Philly that we don't see on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
Okay. Jalen's a talent, and whether he's being productive or less productive this year, I'm sure he's going to bounce back. We've got plenty of football left the rest of this year.
Yeah.
And
he's got plenty of football in his career left.
In his career left. He'll be fine.
But to make it like more about what Gervon Dexter offers, when you can play the snap counts that he can play.
Yeah.
That's where I go. Like, even if Carter ends up having a 7-8 sack season, he could be an uphill climb. He's got 0 today.
Yeah.
Yep.
But even if he ends up having that, I know I can rely on Dexter to be on the field at least 30 to 40% more than I can with Jalen Carter. He can only play half the snaps, man. That's a problem.
That is a problem. However, with D linemen, you have to rotate your D linemen.
Of course.
You want to keep them fresh.
Right.
You want to keep them fresh, but you got to get more snaps out of a player like that. You draft him that high elite status, he's got to be a game changer.
How do you evaluate a guy like that? Because I think that, when you look at what Gervon Dexter's doing, of course, it's very consistent, but it seems more impactful, like Shea said, on every down versus right. Darrell Taylor is a guy who we bring in. He's having an impact this season, already a couple of sacks on the season, had 8 sacks at his best in Seattle. But he was kind of the guy that it was like, you're only here to come in on this specific moment, and your job is to get to the quarterback. If you do your job well, you will have 8 sacks. How do you grade those guys out, right? If he's got 8 and Gervon ends up with 6, but you can count on Gervon more.
Well, the evaluation in college, these players in college, because Jalen, his evaluation started in college.
Right.
You look at it, he was a man amongst boys. When you look at a player, defensive lineman that is dominating the way he's dominating, you're like, whoa, he's a man amongst boys.
Yeah.
This is going to translate to the NFL. When you look at Taylor, you say, okay, this is what we have. We have a Montez Sweat right now. We have Billings. We have Dexter we're going to push up. We're going to get good interior push. Taylor really fits what we're doing on the opposite side. We need somebody that can get to that block point and turn and curve that block point from the quarterback's backside. Taylor can do that. He does it, I think, as good as anybody. You turn on tape. He complements with the other 3 players that we have on our defensive line. It just makes sense.
What stood out to you this week defensively when you watched the shift after that first touchdown?
I saw the defense locked down. And I'm not trying to bust everybody's bubble here. The Bears did exactly what they were supposed to
100%
do against this team. The Panthers are one of the worst teams in the NFL. All right. So I don't want to cast any delusions on, because we dominated them, that now we're ready for, Kansas City, or we're ready for them. It's
bring them on.
No. We just, but it was good to see us do exactly what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Offense put up, 36 points. Our defense hold them to 10 points. That's what we're looking for.
Because how many times does that not happen? I thought that was like 35 to 10. I'm like, oh, well, what we said was going to happen actually worked, because this team is dog water. This is what you're supposed to do.
And the thing I take from it too is, like I was asking all week last week, just go and outclass a team that we know is worse than you.
Right.
Because if you watch around the league, like I know the Giants are not better than the Seahawks, but the Giants won on Sunday. And we know the NFL is an any given Sunday league where whatever you think Arizona, I know they aren't as good as San Francisco, but they won that game. Yeah. So for the Bears to go out and take care of business and make an inferior opponent look inferior, that's something we haven't seen with Matt Eberflus in a while.
Correct.
And it stood out to me, especially like just because they're a bad team doesn't mean you can't get good reps on defense. Their offensive line is not bad. They do not allow pressures, and the Bears dominated.
They were dominant in everything they did, and that's good to watch. I think the one question mark we didn't have was the defense. Defense has played consistent, so them playing the way that they played wasn't a surprise. The surprise is more so the offense, because they haven't put up this amount of points
exactly
yet this year.
I'll tell you something else that surprised me on Sunday, Lance. I saw Matt Eberflus with a little bit of teeth, and I don't know if I've seen that. He's been kind of the subtle.
He's been a gummy bear before now.
I'm not gonna say full on gummy bear, more panda, right? Still dangerous, but kind of lost out there every now and then, right? You look at him, you go, hey, he can take your head off, but like he's got to find it first.
Okay.
Goal line play. Bears score a Bears are fighting everywhere, right? Matt Pryor comes in, a little jab. I like that. Gerald Everett, sneaky jab. Nothing wrong with the sneaky jab. You jump in my teammate that come around, get you with a quick right in the side. I like that. Nice move. Matt Eberflus looks at it and says, "Are you guys upset that we're beating you? Are we getting disrespectful out here? Go for 2. Oh, you think because you're bringing Bryce Young in, we gonna stop the pressure? Blitz. Take his head off.
I like it.
I haven't seen an identity out of Flus, a fire, some teeth out of Flus. Oh, you
loved it, huh?
I loved it. I loved it because that's the kind of coach to me that takes your defense from being a really, really good defense that I think the Chicago Bears are to, no, there is a standard we're going to set. And if you don't live up to it, or if somebody tries to disrespect that standard, we're going to handle it. And we haven't seen that out of Matt Eberflus as a head coach. That was something where I was like, over the past few weeks, okay, Flus, I'm seeing the head coach that I kind of like here.
Yeah, all right. So
have you ever had a coach kind of set a tone like that where it was
absolutely
they're disrespecting us? Yeah. Y'all go show them why they shouldn't do that.
Yeah. Listen, I've told this story a few times, but when we were going to play the Atlanta Falcons, and we walk into the team meeting, and there's just a pause. There's a paused play that's up, and Levy, he hits the play button, and it's the Atlanta Falcons offensive line, like just pummeling people, play after play after play. And they're like, and he runs the play, then the next one shows them what they're doing, and he said, "This is who they are." He said, "Listen, they're going to play dirty. They're going to come out here. They're going to fight. We will not get pushed around, and we will set the tone on the very first play." Right? So, when he said that, everybody's like, yeah.
You going gridiron game, you bringing out your brass knuckles and like, a longest yard, not gridiron game, longest yard.
Always big on, hey, protect your brothers out there, but we will not be pushed around. And lo and behold, first play of the game against Atlanta, there is a big scruffle all the way from the 50 all the way to the sideline. But we had to set a tone. We had to tell them, listen, if you want to fight, we're going to fight, but we're going to fight for 4 quarters.
Yeah. It's so good to see that, I think, because to me, like, would you say moments like that were moments where it was like, this is us showing you that we're more dominant than you, and this is it changes the mindset a little bit?
Yeah, it's football is a controlled fight, and if you don't accept it to be that, you're going to get tossed out. You're going to get tossed out of the zone, out of the club, whatever you want to call it. It's not going to work out for you. I've had a few linebackers that have come into our room, over the years. And I remember one guy in particular, and it was like an ISO play, and Coach, Badger says, hey, you got to run it, you got to blow it up. And he goes, well, why do I need to blow it up? And as soon as he started speaking, me and like, kind of were like, he's like, why do I got to blow it up? He's like, I'm not going to make the play, coach. He was like, why can't I just put my hands on him and just make him go to the inside, to the other help?
Was he cut?
Not that year. No, he was cut in my mind as a linebacker.
You're dead to me, brother.
Right,
what are we talking about?
Linebackers don't speak like that, but it's, there's a mentality behind it. And clearly you don't have the mentality for this. Like you gotta have some screws loose here.
Yeah.
To play this game and to do it in the right way, in the way that's going to be productive. You got to have a few screws loose because you're running around, you're throwing your body around, and in a violent fashion. So, it's one of those deals. And I think in order for guys to be successful, those that are successful, I'm not saying that we're not smart. You don't play fast. You play fast, play physical, and you have to play smart. But you do have to have a little bit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got some guys like that. Jaquan Brisker.
Absolutely.
Jaquan Brisker's a hitter, man.
Right?
Holy cow.
Come on.
What a player.
Sometimes when you hit somebody so hard, you knock yourself out.
Yeah, that's what it looked like on Sunday. I'm telling you, he was flying around the field.
Listen, when he hit when he hit that receiver.
And he did it to himself.
Oh,
Boy did it
absolutely.
to himself, trying to
And
like go helmet to helmet.
I'm looking, I'm like, oh, he's out. Look at the arms are stretched. Oh, Lord. He was doing this right here. The Matrix.
And that ball, when that
You
ball,
start doing the wave.
Oh, man.
he was trying to swag surf. He thought he was in Atlanta.
Yes, he was. Hey, and I hope you're all right. All right. I'm sorry we don't make fun of you a little bit, but
But you did it to yourself.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we need the sorry we're making fun of you, because Jaquan Brisker came in with a good look, like it was going to be a shoulder tackle. I'm going to hit him at the way. And you wanted to lower your head and try and lay down the boom. And you laid down the boom on yourself. Like, I don't feel bad about that.
Yeah. Cutscene. You're flopping around. Football's loose.
Yeah.
Keep your head up, brother.
Do you feel, and both of y'all can answer this, when I see Jaquan, I think the rules are protecting him from himself. He reminds me so much of a Ryan Clark type of player that Ryan Clark would knock himself out to make sure he knocks you out. And he was very much okay with that.
Well, okay, we'll go Ryan Clark. Okay, because I was.
Who you got in mind with him?
Sean Taylor. Different level. It's a different level.
That's different. If you say Sean Taylor, that's different. I was thinking like
that
different.
I like that though.
I was thinking like Landon Collins, but Sean Taylor is
Landon Collins.
high level. Hey, you can laugh. Landon Collins was a Pro Bowler 3 straight years.
Landon Collins was a solid player, but I feel like the rule, like when I watched that play on Sunday, like Jaquan got up and you see him on TV going to Flus on the sideline. Flus like, "You okay?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm good." And then you see the eyes get wide. I was like, he has no idea where he's at on the field. He doesn't know they're playing a game right now.
There is something so fun about watching a safety that plays the way he does down in the box. I'm gonna hit you hard.
Yeah,
like you got to be a freak to play that style of safety.
And it's inspiring as a player, like a linebacker that's playing next to a safety like that. Because when you see him flying in, making those hits in the back, you're like, damn, we got guys that weigh 20, 30 pounds less than me that are flying in, hitting just as fast, just as hard as I do. Yeah. So there's a trust that continues, a trust and a bond that continues to get built. You trust that man next to you.
We've talked about just about every level of this defense right now, and we got to finish it out with, of course, Lance's favorite level here. Lance, it looks like this linebacker room, I don't know if you saw this on Sunday when Tremaine Edmonds was running up on the backup tight end there. I made a business decision. Let that ball bounce off his hands and go, no, you're not finna hit me. Yeah. And you see him as the ball's coming. He's looking Tremaine dead in the eye. He is not looking at the football. We got a linebacker unit that's scaring guys out there, Lance.
I like that.
I haven't seen that in a while.
I like that. If they're making business decisions, that means business decisions. That means that we're striking some fear in our opponents.
Do you feel like this defense, and I feel this way, and both of you can get in on this. I think this is a Super Bowl caliber defense. And I think that if the offense catches up, playoffs and a good playoff run is not out of the question. Now, the offense has a long way to go for us to get to that point. But just the caliber of defense that this is, there's so many different guys making plays.
I think this is a championship level defense.
Final four kind of team.
Potential. And I say that because we haven't built enough consistency in the interior guys yet. Well, at least in Gervon and with Darrell Taylor. Right. We need to build more. I need to see more consistency. And the only thing that's preventing that is the lack of games that we just haven't played yet.
Right.
So, there's going to be we're going to get into league play. And when we get into league play, it's going to happen fast. So it's going to happen. Boom. We're playing you. Okay. Then we're playing you. No, we're playing you again. Then we're playing you again. So down the stretch, we will really get to see, we'll really get tested and we'll get to see what we have.
Yeah. I think if Dexter keeps progressing the way that he's going.
Yeah.
If that outside edge continues to not be kind of the vacancy that we thought it was going to be because Dexter and Billings have been so good.
Right.
If this secondary stays healthy, if this
Health is
linebacker room stays healthy, like, yeah, can it be a championship level defense? I think so. I think they're top 5 in EPA. They're top 5 in efficiency.
Yep.
Absolutely. There's no reason it can't be, but it's a long season still.
Yeah.
And
injury's the biggest part.
Look, we can talk about the defense being championship level. I'm still just not there with this offense.
Yeah. No.
And even with the offensive line looking better the last 2 games, it's against worse pass rushes. It's against worse rush defenses. And they are not going to get there this year on the front, on the offensive side.
Yeah.
So even if you catch up a little bit, like playoffs, I've never thought was out of the question.
Right.
They can make the playoffs. Going on a deep run, you're asking a lot for a rookie quarterback to go on the road multiple times in the playoffs against elite pass rushes and get it done. Deep run is still too much.
The last time that we faced an elite pass rush, we struggled.
Yeah, week 2. Yeah, they did. That was bad. That was real bad. And then week 3 was not better.
Correct.
Week 3 was not better. They take back 2 of the sacks. But you still gave up 5 sacks on Caleb Williams.
Correct.
But 2 of them don't end up not being penalties or end up going for penalties. I think here's on the offensive side of the ball, when you switch it from the defense to the offense, the thing that is encouraging to me, and you tell me if I'm wrong here, Lance, but it's how Caleb Williams has handled the pressures over the last 2 games. He's been elite. He's 8. I think he's 17 for 21 facing the blitz when they have blitzed them. Yeah. He's been elite getting the ball out. He's getting the ball out in about 2.3 seconds versus a better pass rush. Is that something that can remain consistent?
See, here's the thing. You can't the getting the ball out in 2 point whatever seconds. If it's a quick throw, that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
So that the timing of when he gets the ball out is that's skewed. That number's skewed because I actually think he's holding the ball a little bit too long on certain plays. On the plays where it's not
the one he got sacked this week. Yeah.
But what I do think about him, I think he's a smarter quarterback than Fields, than the guy we had last year. I think he is smarter, and it's only going to be a matter of time before it completely works. There's some deception here again, like you were saying, Shea, that this team that we played against was one of the worst. But we put up a lot of points, and he moved the ball.
He did what you were supposed to.
Yeah, he did what he was supposed to. He was a great game manager, and that's a good rehearsal for the upcoming games or the tougher games.
Yeah,
I like the setup for this schedule.
Lance, you said something that the social media folks are going to have an issue with. You said he was a great game manager. That is not an effing insult.
It's not.
Just so everybody's clear. Jesus.
How many games Eli Manning managed?
A lot.
Yeah,
and he was good. And it's not an insult. Dose.
How many games Tom Brady managed before he turned into Tom Brady?
One of the greatest managers to ever walk through the football
You
field
can
right
be
there.
a great quarterback and a great game manager.
Yeah,
it turns out. That's not I'm just saying. I went through it with Jaden Daniels when I said that Cliff Kingsbury gives him a lot of single read, and I had social media on my ass. Oh, Jaden Daniels, a one-read quarterback. That's not what I said. But get your jokes off. So I just want to protect my friend Lance Briggs from the social media warriors who will say, game manager, respect Caleb.
The difference with Lance is that Lance has an army of Bears fans that just come to his defense the entire time. You've started quite a few rifts with Bears Nation every now and then. So it's a smaller army.
Bears fans are cool with me. It's now apparently Commanders fans hate me. I've got a bunch of college fans that hate me.
Wait a minute.
Hey, you got them talking.
Washington has fans?
You wouldn't think so.
I didn't know Washington had fans.
Listen, that fan base runs deep now.
Oh, does it?
I mean, talking RFK Stadium, their memories. Mark Rippon, Doug.
You got to be
Williams.
kind.
I've seen Soldier Field full when the Bears were a bad team.
Oh boy,
I saw the RFK Stadium real empty when Washington was down.
Pat, let's be fair. Soldier Field might not be in the greatest condition, but FedEx Field, you were literally having fans fall over the guardrail.
Yeah,
I don't blame those people for not going.
I mean, I don't know if
Cubs fans went to Wrigley when the ceiling was falling.
The ceiling was falling, right?
I'm just saying, if you're a fan, you know what I mean. I'm not gonna tell you how to fan.
On the point of Caleb, Lance, were you impressed? As impressed I was, I guess I'll ask. I don't remember seeing a rookie quarterback, certainly on this team, this early, get the snap, freeze a safety, and then go to a initial read like he did with DJ Moore against the linebacker a week ago, like he did with the touchdown to DJ yesterday, getting a safety to move with his eyes. It's something I'm not super used to seeing in this city, especially with a quarterback only 5 weeks in. I've been really impressed with him in that space.
I think part of your fundamentals. I think that's part of your fundamentals. So, and a lot of quarterbacks just aren't good with their fundamentals.
Yeah.
You know, when you, especially, you know, I'm working it with my 9-year-olds. Yeah. You know, like literally with my 9-year-olds, I'm telling them on the snap of the ball, I want you coming out looking opposite of the way that you're going to go. You're going to throw. All right. And when you set up, then you bring your eyes over and you got to make that pull the trigger. Yeah. You know, and so him coming out, I do love seeing that. That should be a fundamental,
of course,
because not only is it hold the safety, but it's going to keep the linebackers honest as well. You know, so when the quarterback sets up, now you have to start to get your read, because now when he comes back to the play side, now we have to start going over it. Now, if he comes out looking to play side, we can start cheating early. Yeah. All right, and that's when we're going to steal a pick underneath, because he probably not going to see the backside linebacker. So I like that. It should be in his fundamental. It should be in all quarterbacks' fundamentals.
Does that create possibly some of the timing issues and different things that we saw early? Him trying to do things like that and just not being on the same time with DJ Moore makes it right, or with Rome Odunze. It's a tough throw. Yeah, I got in a little trouble there.
You know, I think there's Caleb's explanation, there's DJ's explanation,
and then there's what actually happened.
And then there's the receiver coach, quarterback coach, and the OC that said this is what you're supposed to do on that. Yeah, you know. So I don't think it should be, you know, Caleb. Well, I felt like when he did that. No. It's not a felt like here or there. And for DJ, this is what I saw. This is where I was supposed to go. You know, it's very simple to me, right? You know, and so that you can do the back and forth. But when they come on that sideline, if I'm the receivers coach, hey, this is what he did. This is where you're supposed to go. All right, this is your read. This is where you're supposed to be with that ball. Yeah, you know, that cleans it up really fast.
Do you like it when he says we're going to do it Caleb's way? Yeah, that's what DJ said. He was like, Caleb saw it. He liked where the ball was at. We're going to do it Caleb's way.
I was surprised people had problems with that quote, to be honest. And
they're so dumb. This so.
But I also think the proof is in the pudding a little bit. Like, people want to react to everything that happens throughout the week. There's clearly a rift between DJ and Caleb, whatever they want to say. Then they go get 2 touchdowns together. I think the proof's in the pudding a little bit that whatever they're working on, they don't need to tell us necessarily, but it's working for them.
And, you know, they're professionals.
Yeah.
Like, why do you have to tippy-toe around your answers? You know, the more you start tippy-toeing, the less everybody's going to hate watching them interview. Yeah. You know, so it doesn't, these guys are professionals. They're at an elite level. So what if they get into an argument? So what if they have a disagreement? Yep. They're going to be on the same page, and eventually, no matter what it is, no matter how they feel about each other, they're going to be sharp on all those plays. Yeah. You know, we're not going to miss. This is Caleb's first year as a Bear. This is DJ's second year, but his first year with a new quarterback. These things happen.
And it's just like, it's sports, guys. Like, at the end of the day, I often question, I'm like, did y'all not like argue with people on your teams? Did you? Like,
we argued a lot.
We used to be screaming matches on our team, and it'd be like, all right, let's go do it. Let's go get it done.
You know, it's funny, man, because no one would, you know, if you had the cameras out when we were playing, if the D-line screwed up, you know, we would let them know. Yeah. You know what I mean? And we were trolling too. You know, there's a heavy level of trolling that goes on, you know, when me and Lack, we would talk about it, you know, if it was Alex, like, damn it. You know, I mean, first we'll say it kind of to each other loud, like, damn it, it was Alex. Who was it? It was Alex. Alex didn't get the block. Like, you know what I mean? He didn't get in his gap. Damn it, should have get in his damn gap. You know, and you can see him over peaking. So whenever we screwed up, and we can hear the D-line going back at us, you know, and so no one would comment on that because they just understood our relationship.
Right.
You know, that relationship can carry over to any group.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We hold ourselves accountable, but we also can do it in a way that maybe we're trolling you. Maybe I just want to make sure that you know. I have to do it in some way. I have to make sure that you know that we recognize that we screwed up.
Yeah.
We have to be accountable. I got it. Or you come to me and say, hey, that was my fault. I'll fix that moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it because it was, I forget what the game was. It was a Broncos game last week.
Yeah.
And Bo Nix, or yesterday.
Yesterday.
Bo
I was
Nix
just going to bring this up
and
with
Sean
Max Crosby.
Payton are screaming about Max
different
Crosby.
thing. Yeah.
And at the podium, is like Bo Nix is like, yeah, he told me he loved me, and I told him I loved him, and it's just like this is how our dynamic is.
Yes.
This is nothing new.
Did you see Max Crosby talking trash at Bo Nix?
Oh yeah.
It's incredible. At the line of scrimmage, Bo Nix coming up, making protection adjustments, whatever. Max Crosby goes, "Hey, Bo, you need to put a little bass in your voice, brother." And then he stands up and he goes, "Bo, speak up. They don't fucking know." It's amazing.
I love it. I love it.
He's one of the best trash talkers in the game. I'm not gonna lie. He's one of those guys. Listen, if he's available, if we're making business decisions, Antonio Pierce, I can do a lot worse than Max Crosby on that.
They're not gonna let him go. He's the face. He's the face of.
Listen, I didn't think Devontae Adams was going to be out with a hamstring yesterday either. But
it's interesting, man. It's, you request to leave one place, then you request to leave another one. It's just
he wants Aaron back. He missed that old thing.
No, he posted Edgar Allan Poe on Instagram. He's going to be a Raven.
Oh, is that what
That's
we're doing?
what the people are saying.
Yeah,
there's a photo of Edgar Allan Poe on Instagram on his story, so he's going to be a Raven now.
Well, I mean which is interesting because the Ravens, they run the ball.
Yeah, he's about to not have a lot of fun out there.
Yeah, how are the Ravens going to split up their 15 targets a game once they add Devontae Adams?
Yeah, because they love their tight ends.
Different ones though. Isaiah Likely can't get a ball thrown his way now. First game, he's balling. Let's finish it out with this, Lance, because I think that this is a good game to build off of.
Yes.
And to gain some confidence as you continue moving forward, heading into next week and going through to when the competition does get tougher. You've got some tough games. Yep. It looks like on the slate. I got to say, Commanders looks like it's going to be a tough game coming up for the Bears. Their ball and Jaden Daniels is absolutely flying around out there.
Single read Daniels. That's right.
Is that what you said? That's what I heard, right?
Single read Cliff Kingsbury. Let me be clear. Single read offense. Cliff Kingsbury.
Single read Cliff is not a bad name, actually. That's
it's
pretty,
what he does.
He
picks one defender on the right side of the field, two-mans him, put him in conflict. Jaden, do what you got to do.
He got picked off.
It makes it easy. I'm not even saying
too.
it's wrong. It makes it easy for a rookie quarterback. It's what you should do.
Yes. Where's your confidence level built up to off of this game? Do you feel moving forward this Bears team is one that is figuring it out, and these games will impact more when you play the tougher competition?
Oh, I do think these games are going to impact when this is a great preparation for the tougher games. I probably couldn't set the stage for this Bears team better with this schedule. What I really like about this team, I'll say first, number one, I'm confident about our defense.
100%.
There's, confident about them. They've been consistent. I'm also, I'm pleasantly surprised at Waldron's change in heart when it comes to the run game.
21 carries for DeAndre Swift.
And not just run game, but I'm talking not the cute stuff, not the outside zone stuff. Like, we're getting downhill.
Yes.
We're leading, split zone. We're leading up front. We're pushing guys, pushing guys back. That to me says we have a chance when we get against the tougher teams.
Yeah.
That tells me we have a chance because now instead of trying to be cute with the run, we're running power and we're going to run it down your throats and we're going to push and we're going to wear you out. And what it also says is we're going to take what the defense is going to give.
Yeah.
All right. If they load the box, then we'll throw. They move back out of the box, then we'll run. All right. Maybe then we'll roll in a play action pass. But to me, it sets up it sets up a Bears offense that will give us an opportunity to carry their own weight.
Yeah. And that makes me feel better with the level of this defense, honestly. Like if they become competent. Yeah, I mean, if they continue this, if it's, I don't need 35 I'll take 35 every week. That'd be phenomenal. But if they become an offense that scores 21 points, 24 points a game,
could win.
The Bears haven't given up more than 21 points in 11 straight games.
Yeah, it's really impressive.
It's really impressive. And it's not all, it's just a bunch of bad teams. No, you played the Packers in there. You played the Lions in there. The last game they gave up more than 21 points was a game they shouldn't have lost to the Detroit Lions in Detroit. Yeah. Like, it's really, really good to see kind of where this team is trending, and it's 5 weeks into the season.
Yeah, I think the way that I'm with you, Lance, the way this schedule sets up, and my hope is this offensive line is going to have opportunities where they're going to play teams that don't get pressure, including Washington.
Yeah.
Like we can say Washington's a tough matchup now. Their defense is not good.
Yeah.
And that's important because I think if you can build confidence with these guys on this offensive line and create situations where they start feeling better about themselves as a unit before we get into the NFC North, where everybody's got a pass rush, you want these guys to be feeling like the best version of themselves, and they've got 4 games where they can be that.
100%.
So just keep this going and keep this offensive line looking a little better. And by the time we hit divisional play, be in good shape.
Let's do it. I mean, if they're
we'll
healthy,
the best version of our Bears offense, defense, special teams.
Yeah, and listen, 5 weeks in, Caleb Williams breaks a record, first Bears rookie quarterback ever to have 300 plus passing yards in 2 games.
It's beautiful.
Love what I'm seeing out of this young kid. Before we go, you got any grades? We get any sneak peek on some grades?
Well, I can tell you this.
So no grades.
The grades from week 5 will be the best yet of the season. And my hope is that these grades stay at this level.
Yeah.
Or maybe even get a little bit higher.
Leaving room for improvement then.
There's room for improvement. I can tell you, if you had to guess which unit had the lowest grade this week.
Special teams.
What do you think that?
How about
Blackshire?
Listen, they already
100 yards of receiving yards, return yards. Blackshire.
They already hate me anyway. Torrey Taylor dropped a punt at the 20. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Pat, I
need
wasn't
them all inside the 5. I'm sorry.
We
drafted you.
I wasn't gonna bring it up. I wasn't gonna say a word. I've made those people angry enough.
I don't
the
care.
Torrey Taylor folks.
Listen, if I'm living in a world where people are going, you got to draft punters. I don't want to live in that world. I don't want to live in that world. But
backspin off the 20-yard line. All right, go ahead.
This guy.
Go ahead.
Let's get out of here, man. We appreciate you guys for tuning in to Showing Love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Leave your hateful comments about me not liking drafting a punter in the comments below. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, Showing Love. For Shea, Norling, and future Hall of Famer, ladies and gentlemen,
Boogie.
Lance Briggs. El Boogie. Is that the DJ name or the club name? Is that the name you give out on
the club name?
You know what I mean? Come on,
Club
come on, Lance. I'm just saying, Lance.
That's a football. That's football.
That sounds like that's the name you give when you do the double knock on the door. The do. They slide it back. And you go, El Boogie's here.
You gotta
get him in here.
You gotta get El Boogie like monogrammed on your gold jacket.
On the gold jacket, right?
Yeah, I like that. Future Hall of Famer Lance Briggs, ladies and gentlemen.
Give me the jacket.
We can do whatever we want with the jacket. Give me the jacket. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bear down. One love. Peace.